Boy and his dogs back with our second playthrough of Shadowgate. Let's go ahead and resume. We'll be at this new obelisk which we discovered at the end of our last playthrough. We had crept through the sewers and eventually came out into this little clearing here. So, one thing I was looking through, you can, we knew that we could change the graphics, but you can press F1 to cycle between old school graphics and new school graphics, which is kind of cool. We're going to stay with the more modern ones. The stone obelisk is nearly 10 hands high, embellished with strange glyphs and 3 deep notches. It hums with an ancient power that assures you it can be powered by a simple magical invocation. Alright. Let's go take a look at our spells. Let's try out both of them, see which one works, if any. You concentrate, drawing power from the air itself. After a moment, you release a spell with a word. With the exception of an annoying headache, nothing else resulted from your spell casting. So it looks like we can see the little symbol on the obelisk, which does not match any of our 2 spells, but we'll try this other one. You focus your will on the stone obelisk. With a whispered word, your spell is unleashed. Sweet! A strange apparition coalesces from within the obelisk, the ghostly figure of an old man cloaked in a shimmering veil.
You have done well, simple soldier. Now, listen if you have ears, since the shadows grow long and time fleet. Some 40 years past, an evil, the likes the world has not beheld, escaped its prison. Talimar, the Black, he of
In stronger chains.
Spoken. This warlock lord brought forth his dark magics and conjurations, and unleashed his foul vassals.
His foul stench.
These sacred halls. Talimar has laid waste to the combined power of man. And what of the Circle of 12? The great wizards. They are no more. I am the last. Pity me not, boy. We were resolute in our judgment, but erred greatly. 'Twould have been better to put our brother to death, but mercy and folly prevailed. I know not Talimar's full plans, but have discovered enough to fill my heart with fear. And yet, hope remains, and it stands or falters with you. Fare thee well.
Got an achievement there called Wizard's Friend. Lekmir the Timeless vanishes, leaving behind a scroll, a glowing orb, and the words, "Fare thee well." Congratulations, you have earned the Wizard's Friend achievement. Yep. Alright. Let's take the orb. And the scroll. Yorick clears his throat. You know what I could use? Some of the cottonwood tobacco. Now, that was good stuff. He trails off dreamily. Okay, let's take a look at the scroll. Gripping it with both hands, you carefully unroll the scroll. You read the words on the scroll aloud. 5 to find, 3 are 1. 1 gives access the bladed sun, the silver orb to banish below, the staff of ages to vanquish the foe, joining 2, the golden thorn, the last to invoke the platinum horn. Alright. And let's read this earlier note. You read the hastily scrawled writing on the parchment. Since it is the only means to capture and control the elementals, you must hide the silver orb below the waters of the sewer. Alright, so we got our orb. So let's go ahead and head back into the sewers. Alright, let's go ahead and select our orb. See if we can't hide it. You attempt to use the silver orb on the water, but fail to accomplish much of anything. Alright, we're gonna do some backtracking before we move on. Uh-oh, the figure moves within the opening of the black of the grotto. He doesn't seem to pose any risk to you. Okay, let's go back one more. So we can explore to the right, which we haven't done yet. I'm going all the way back out to the entrance. And I don't want to hit York. I was going to see if we could put the skull up here, but I guess we can't. Alright. So let's go ahead and head over here to the right, since we haven't explored this area. Searching and looting. You can search and loot various objects in the game by selecting the object and then selecting either open or use. The contents of the object will be automatically added. Alright. You rummage through the sack and find a scroll. You put this in your satchel while discarding the sack. While the writing is difficult to discern, you manage to glean a few key phrases. The danger is real. Alert the surrounding lands. Seal off the passages into the Gatekeeper Mountains. The wax seal shows an eagle in flight and is signed by someone named Fandro. Okay. You take the skull. Alright, now let's see if we can use that skull in the front entrance. Okay. You're physically incapable of getting the skull into the slot. It simply will not fit. Got 2 skulls, but none will fit. It also looked like those skulls up there had markings in them, so... Alright, which door, which door? Another key that's helpful to remember is F5. It does a quick save. Alright. Let's see which doors will open. Looks like they'll all open. Alright. You know what I'd like? Some gold. How about getting York some gold? York shouts. Alright, let's go to the right. Within a large cavern, you find yourself on the shore of a placid underground lake. It is hard to tell from this distance, but you think you see a skeleton chained to a rock. Perhaps you need to get closer to look somehow. I assume we can get this water to stop filling up the cavern. Let's head up this pathway. A magnificent waterfall cascades from the mouth of an ancient stone statue, painstakingly carved into the cavern wall. Below it, an undulating mass of water hovers playfully above the river. Let's take a look at this. Hovering before you is an entity made entirely of water and mist. The liquid elemental continuously forms and reforms in a hypnotic way. You've heard of a magical orb that that can capture creatures like this. Alright, let's see if our new orb can do that. You slowly remove the silver orb and hold it out in front of you. A power from within the artifact immediately pulls the entity inside. Beads of water form on the surface of the orb. Sweet. Alright, let's go ahead and see if we can't use one of our spells. Okay, all we've got is a headache from casting that. Let's go ahead and try our other spell. Alright, no go. The marking looks like a Dwarven craftsman's stamp. Alright, so let's go ahead and retreat. I don't think we have what we need for this area quite yet. Let's go to our left. Double clicking, double tap a command key bind to lock it. You can then perform that command multiple times without reselecting it. Right click anywhere to deselect a command or object. You can also double click on an object to look. Okay. Teeth chattering, you stand within the cold cellar, hugging yourself for warmth. A creature made of ice hovers playfully on the far side of the room. Okay. What can we interact with? We got the torch. Let's go ahead and light that. The torch ignites bursting into flames. Got another torch on the other side. Alright. A long white object is frozen inside this piece of ice. You haul back and let loose with an uppercut. The resulting sound has nothing to do with the ice shattering. It's your fingers exploding in pain. Wonderful. Alright. Let's see if we can't use our orb again. I don't know if you can capture more than one entity inside of it. When you try to use the silver orb on the elemental, it effortlessly dances out of your reach. Okay. Let's go ahead and retreat. I'm not sure if it will attack if we advance. And head through the center door. Crypt. With the stone tombs lining the walls of this musty crypt, there is an ancient, almost reverent air to this place. Alright, let's light us some torches, see if it opens up anything. Okay. The likeness of a regal figure has been engraved on the lid of this tomb. A cowled, shadowy figure is carved on the lid of this crypt. An indistinct yet noble-looking warrior has been carved into this sarcophagus. A bas-relief carved on the tomb is of an ancient figure brandishing a sword. So imagine there's a certain combination at which we have to push these in to most likely unlock the center one. The figure carved on the lid of this tomb has a mischievous, feral look to it. It is holding one upside-down torch. Can we light it? Okay, nope. Let's go ahead and... Oh no. When you open the tomb, a horrific creature is released, letting out a piercing cry that cuts into your very being. It's a banshee, harbinger of death. Time is running out. Well, you've seen the visage of the Warlock Lord, and now you have been cursed. Both of these things are time limits in the game. It's important both to cure yourself before you die, and to stop the Warlock Lord before he destroys the world. Some objects in the game are flammable. Set an object on fire by selecting your current torch. Okay. let's go ahead and see if we can't burn what's inside that sarcophagus. As the ancient wrappings go up in flames, a leather sack falls to the ground. Okay. Your vision clears and the episode passes. Whoa, that was intense. Okay, let's go ahead and open the sack. You rummage through the thick burlap, finding a scroll and 2 gears. You take these while discarding the sack. Let's see what the scroll has to say. The handwritten scroll is faded and difficult to read, but you can make out one passage. When Mahal's tail lights the northern skies, and the alignments are in harmony, then shall you take the circle runes of water and fire and the all-seeing eye and place them with the great eagle that sits on the one tree. Alright. Let's go ahead and do a separate save. Okay. Let's go ahead and gamble and open another tomb. The lid slides open with an eerie creak. Let's go ahead and burn. The ancient wrappings are so dry that they almost disintegrate in the flames. As it burns, a scroll tumbles to the floor, having escaped the fire. You unroll the scroll, carefully not to destroy it. Alright, let's go ahead and take it. A drawing of 6 rectangular shapes are drawn on the parchment. Several lines point to the shapes with writing underneath. You read 2 of the notations. This mirror leads through the furnace and into the castle beyond. And these mirrors require power to activate and will teleport to places strewn across the castle dements. Good, some kind of quick travel system we can activate, maybe? Right. Let's go ahead and open another casket. The lid slides open with a grating moan. The ancient wrappings quickly go up in flames. As the mummy burns, a mask falls to the ground. Let's go ahead and take that mask. Yeah, it's a little creepy. The horrible visage of this wooden mask resembles a witch from a children's tale. You slip the costume mask over your head. The thing smells terrible and makes it difficult to see. I like that your character up here shows what you're wearing. The lid slides open with an eerie creak, and we get ourselves a pumpkin. Okay, gonna torch this last corpse, and looks like nothing else is there. So, if this is your hero's journey, does that make me the mentor or merely a boon companion? Your trails off. Something about those torches seems odd. Why are they bolted to the wall like that? Try using them. Sweet. You hear a mechanism release, and then a rumbling beneath you. You jump back as a tomb in the center of the room slowly moves across the floor, revealing a stairway leading down. Alright, let's do a quick save and head down. This room reminds you of the Elven Funhouse at King Otto's Fair. But remember you remember taking your sister, hoping to lose her in the reflective maze. Alright. Let's go ahead and light the torches. A large boulder has veins of quartz running through it. Do we have anything that we can use to mine? Let's see if we can't use this item. You attempt to use the hook on the rock pile, but you fail to accomplish much of anything. Alright, so the sewer that we fell into, and we opened the little floor component, I guess that's where we would come up through. Alright. You see a warped reflection of yourself in the mirror, noting that you look nothing like when you started this adventure. Okay. Let's take a look at the map here. Alright. And we're going to go back and to our archives. And let's check out the one that references the mirrors. The mirror leads through the furnace and into the castle beyond, and these mirrors require power to activate and will teleport to places strewn across the castle limits. Okay. You run your fingers along the mirror's frame, looking for hidden latches or releases. Nothing. You hit the glass with a quick, effective jab. The mirror cracks, revealing metal underneath. You run your fingers across the jagged shards of broken glass. Ouch, that hurt, you mumble to yourself, pulling out a splinter. A jagged crack mars the reflective surface of this mirror. Metal can be seen behind this broken glass. Can we take those shards? You catch the movement behind your reflection. You jump back in surprise before looking around the room. A faint warping effect moves across its surface. You see a warped reflection of yourself in the mirror, noting that you do not look like anything when you started the adventure. It's the same as that. Alright. We're gonna head back. Alright, now I'm curious if we can't go up here to the grotto. So let's go ahead and do a quick save. Okay, we see that figure, he's slowly disappearing. So I guess we can't do anything quite yet there. Can we make the skull go join the other ones? Let's see. Alright. Guess we're gonna go ahead and head here. So we need something that will lighten us to get across that rickety bridge, and I don't think we have that quite yet. Alright, let's go ahead and go through the hatchway. So we're just in a large circle. You jump and manage to find a handhold within the hatchway. After a frantic moment or two, you manage to pull yourself through. Okay. So we got a couple gears. Curious what the orb will do. Producing a large misty spray, the water elemental escapes from the orb, quickly dematerializes before your eyes. Alright. So let's go back to that frozen room. Let's see if we can't catch that other elemental. Alright. Alright, so we captured that frozen elemental. Alright, now let's move. Oops, let's move through the door. Uh-oh. The smell of brimstone rises within the chamber as a pair of glowing eyes watches your every move from an opening in the far wall. Yeah, we got some gold. You lash the iron shield securely to your forearm. Okay. The dragon notices you, moves its ponderous weight, and begins gathering a breath. And we're gonna, kind of leave for a moment there. You manage to rush from the room before the dragon can release a blast of fire. Alright. I kind of want to pop back in. Let's do a quick save. Head back in. And with halting, shaky steps, you move toward the dragon. The dragon, as Sushi moves its ponderous weight and begins taking a breath. I said, use this item on the dragon. With the roar, the ancient beast releases a scorching stream of fire at you. You raise your iron shield just in time to block the dragon's flame, dispersing it harmlessly to either side of you. Got a hammer. Okay. We're gonna back out. How does that go? Out of the flame into the fire. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at our inventory. So we got a hammer. Gonna go in for another try. See if we can get this helmet. I've often wondered why dragons hoard gold. Looking at this pile of melted metal offers no answers. The distinct smell of brimstone fills the chamber. Use ribcage? Nah. Alright, so I think we've gotten everything we can get from this room currently. We're gonna back out. Okay, let's see if let's check out this new helmet. This dented helm looks a bit small for you, okay? So I don't think we're gonna wear that. We're just gonna go on with our silly mask. Alright, we're gonna call it quits for this playthrough. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Next time we'll continue our adventure through Shadowgate.